I have an angel on my shoulder, but a devil in my head.
I need to
All right.
feel
Yeah, so let's move in that direction.
Speaking of
yeah.
physical connections, when we were sitting here and just hanging out on the couch getting ready for the show, we were talking about a new experience for you guys that just happened, which is a threesome together.
Mm-hmm.
Yourself, a gentleman, and Lisa, right?
Yep. And even though we had some experiences prior, okay, many experiences prior, this was the first like full blown, get in there and do it right. And and again, we were kind of talking about this where we always had it worked up in our minds, right? Like how this was really going to go and how this dynamic would work. And at first I was like, oh, well, I'll just kind of be there and, enjoy the excitement of you guys, getting at it and, maybe do some pictures or videos, something like that. And he was cool with that. But then it was like, all of a sudden the two of them started and I was like, well, shit, I'm in, this is going to be good. And so I just kind of dove in and what also played into it was the guy, the three of us just kind of connected.
Okay.
And even though there wasn't a whole lot said, we kind of just, did what we did and it just worked beautifully. Like we couldn't have written a script. And it worked out.
Over here.
Yeah. We've tried to plan this many times and it's never worked out. And this was just some random time.
Yeah, and
Middle of the day.
It was
10
like
o'clock in the morning.
We didn't even really plan it until like the day before.
Okay.
It was like, and he's got a job.
And it was like 4 hours.
Yeah, and we're like, well, we've got time in the middle of the day. And he was like, you know what? Tomorrow is perfect. I've got, shit going on at work, but you know what? I can bail for a little bit. And it worked. He was like, I'll get us an Airbnb and up your way.
Don't
so
go to that Airbnb.
Yeah, because that bed, woo, it still may not be dry. And so, yeah, just the dynamic kind of flowed, and it was a last minute thing, and a lot of shit happened that day that was phenomenal. Like Lisa said, we were there for we were there for several, like 3 hours. We were there.
That was our first DP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it will not be our last.
And a little bit of spit roasting, which is definitely a fantasy of mine.
Right. And
so you got to experience that, right?
Yeah. I'll guarantee. Like I was like afterwards, I was like, how many orgasms did you have? And she was like, shit, I don't even begin to start counting. I was like, I couldn't even hazard a guess, because it was just like continuously. And
you even asked if I was okay at one point.
To the extent where she had an orgasm at one point, and she's like laying on the bed, and both of us are like kind of standing on opposite sides of the bed, and like she is just like moving, and laying on the bed by herself, all alone, and at one point she's like moving her head, and now it's like under pillows and everything, and I'm like, are you okay? And even he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, right?
I have an angel on my shoulder, but a devil in my head.